What's up, Salon, Spa, and Beauty Pros? It is Katie here, coming at you live on Monday. Sorry we had a little bit of a delay, but I am live now for you guys. Topic of the week, how to get salon and spa clientele fast, especially with COVID going on, economy things, and just a lot going on in the world right now, a whole election. I know a lot of you guys are feeling like you're kind of held back from getting that clientele in right now, and I'm here to let you know there's no need to be held back no more, okay? We are going over in this video right here, right now, what you can and should focus on in order to score salon and spa clientele fast for yourself. Get that jump start in. Make sure that you are getting those butts in the seats. We're raising the bar, we're getting that revenue in, and we are hitting milestones that even pre-COVID we weren't hitting, okay? That is what we are going over in this live training today. If you will give me just a minute half a second, I am going to refresh my screen to ensure that I can see all of your comments on the computer over here. It's hard for me to see it on the phone, so gonna pull it over here, and then we will get rocking and rolling. If you are catching me live, be sure to type in hashtag live in the comments. And if it's later on, you're catching that replay, type in hashtag replay. That's how I know you're here and you are listening. Additionally, if you're new here, I want to know you. I want to meet you. I want to know who you are, what you do, where you're from. So please introduce yourself in the comments down below so I can get to know you too, okay? I want to see those rolling in. I see that Braids by Renee is hashtag live. Welcome in. I am 2 seconds away from having the comments up on my computer. And we've got my mom, hashtag live, shout out. We have Camellia Wolf is live. Let's see who else. Latonda is live, Stacy is live, Ramona is live. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Hope you are having a kick butt Monday, and it's about to get even more kick butt because we are going to be going over some rockin' things that you can be doing in order to get new clientele in. All right, you guys? Like I just said, hashtag live if you catch me live, hashtag replay if you catch me replay. Me replay. What am I, a pirate? I don't know. Just be sure to type that down below so that way I know you're here and I can chit chat with you. With that said, as we go through this live training, you know the drill. If you catch on to a single resource that you want access to that I reference, or you just want more information on some of the topics I'm talking about, I only have an hour with you guys. It's hard to go as in-depth as, you know, we obviously would need to on some of these topics, or maybe as you feel you need. So if you are catching on to any of those things, you want additional information, you feel like you could use an additional resource in order to make one of these strategies come to fruition, type in hashtag elite in the comments, and I will have my assistant reach out to you, one of the coaches reach out to you, and give you access to anything you need to make sure that you are set up for success. All right? With that said, let's go ahead and dive right in, okay? How to get salon and spa clientele fast right now to go out there and get it done, okay? Throughout this, I'm going to go over 3 things that you should do, and 2 things that you should not do, and 2 things that you should focus on, okay? So if you are joining me, get out your pen, get out your paper, be ready to take notes, be ready to take action, okay? Because you will not get your intended result out of showing up here with me tonight, all 35 of you that are on right now, without taking notes and taking action. So get out those pens and let's dive into it, okay? The first thing that you can do in order to score new clientele right now is by reaching out to what we call the low-hanging fruit, okay? Those are the easy appointments to get in right now. I know what you're thinking, Katie, there's no easy appointments to get right now. I ain't got none, okay? Well, let me tell you a little bit more about what I mean by low-hanging fruit, okay? First and foremost, we can reactivate existing or past clientele, okay? So anyone who has not come in to see you in the last 4 to 6 weeks, if you need a boost in those books now, you need it fast, you need butts in seats, the first thing you can do by reaching out to low-hanging fruit, okay? And getting people who have not come to see you in the last 6 weeks, sit in their butt in your chair, okay? there's two things that are going to happen. Number one, you can actually get them with their butt in your chair. Or number two, you can get them referring someone to come sit their butt in your chair. Either way, the conclusion is a butt coming to your chair. Okay, so the first thing, if you are needing clientele fast, you're needing it now, you're needing it yesterday, you need to reach out to the low-hanging fruit. Okay, first part of that low-hanging fruit, existing clientele. As you guys, or past clientele, as we're going through this, if you have any questions or comments that pop up into your head or anything at all, type it in the comments. I'm watching them as we go. That's why I've got them pulled up on my computer so that I can address them as we go through this and we can dive into these things and go a little bit deeper, okay? So point number one, reach out to your existing clientele as soon as your doors are open. After that, you want to follow up with anyone who has previously inquired about a service with you, but didn't actually book. I see I have a comment from Lisa that says, I'm frozen with no voice. Is anyone else having this same issue? If you are, let me know in the comments. If it's an issue with everyone, we'll reassess, start over, or do something like that. But follow up with anyone who has reached out and inquired about a service with you, but didn't actually follow through with it, didn't actually come through at the service. So what does this mean? If you have a call log of people who have called and not booked a service, let's give them a call back. Your Facebook Messenger on your business page, your Instagram Messenger, all these different things are resources. They are assets that you can dive into and follow up with these people, check in with them, see if they ever found anyone to do the service, maybe how that service went. Just give them a light touch, a light follow-up, and keep pushing, okay? Follow up with them, follow up with them, follow up with them. Those are the two parts of the low-hanging fruit. I do have a few questions here. Jessica said, oh, I never thought of that. That's what I'm here for. Give you all the ideas, all of them. Just laying them out for you. Rafferty, I hope I didn't say that wrong. What would you say to existing clientele? You just want to give them a very nice and organic touch point, okay? I know a lot of the time we love to sit here and we're just like, you know what? I'm just going to like run a special for the week, like 20% off to get them all in, and I'm going to just email everyone my booking link. That does not have as much of an effect as if we organically reach out to all of them and just say, hey, it's Katie with XYZ Salon, just touching base. How are you and your locks holding up? How are you and your hair holding up? How is that post-quarantine hair doing for you? Very kind, just checking in, seeing how they are doing, okay? And then you start the conversation and you flip that into an appointment, okay? It's a little bit of a longer way around to do it when we're not just shooting them our booking link, but you will see a higher return of appointments when we're starting the conversation off more organically. Jesse said, I'm good with the sound and the picture, so that's awesome, okay? So that was number one, you guys, low-hanging fruit, okay? Reactivate existing and past clientele who has not come to see you. Go get those follow-ups in, reach out to everyone, and then the fortune is in the follow-up is what we say, okay? So you want to be following up with anyone who's inquired about your service but did not come in and book. Pen and paper, I want you guys writing it down, and not only just writing down these points, what are you gonna say? When are you gonna send it? These types of things. Are you gonna start tomorrow and start sending them then? Are you gonna start next week? Are you gonna start right now? Nonetheless, make a plan as we're going through this, okay? Make a plan, make sure it is definitive, it's quantitative, and we're getting it done, okay? You're not just showing up to hear me blab once a week for an hour. I really talk like a 12-year-old, so, you know, it's not that attractive of a voice to listen to. It's not some ASMR Harry Styles meditation tape we're listening to here, okay? You're here to listen to me yell at you and get actionable items that you can be taking away and doing. And that's what I'm delivering to you. So make sure that we're taking action on them, okay? So you can't even talk right. So that was number one, low-hanging fruit. Number two, ask your network, your friends, your family, your business acquaintances, who they know who could benefit from your services, okay? This could be as simple as sending them all a quick text. This could be as simple as making a post on your Facebook wall or on your Instagram or on your Instagram story. But call out your network, the people who know you and know you do a good job already, and ask them who they know who could also benefit from your services or from what your services benefit. So who do you know who could also benefit from a relaxing 60-minute massage? Who do you know who could also benefit from the blonding services we provide? Who do you know who could benefit from a 60-minute transformative facial that is going to smooth out all the wrinkles on their face? Okay, the wrinkle be gone facial. Like, who do you know who could also benefit from this? Call out your network. Every single person you know, you have to start treating as a business asset, because they are. Okay, my dad, who is a 45-year-old corporate oil field dude in Midland, Texas, half of y'all probably would be like, yeah, he could totally not benefit from my services. But you know what? My 45-year-old dad knows who can benefit from extensions, okay? He'd probably refer my mother. He knows someone who could benefit from eyelash extensions. He'd probably refer me. He knows plenty of women who could benefit from anti-aging facials, from all sorts of things, from nails, from pedicures, from body contouring services. He knows someone who could benefit from all of that. He would still be an asset for your business, even if he looks nothing like your ideal client, okay? Every single person you know in your life who lives in your local area is an asset to your business. And if you're needing clientele fast, they're definitely someone that you should be reaching out to and following up with. If you guys have any questions over that, go ahead and type them in the comments right now. Let's hash this out. Let's address it. Let's get into it. See, I've got 57 of you on tonight, so welcome. I see we've got quite a few new faces in the comments, so welcome. Be typing in your questions, anything you've got for me, I am here for it, okay? But number 2, if you're needing clientele fast, use your network as an asset, okay? And number 3 is to hunt and harvest inside of local Facebook groups. Think about it. We need to be in front of local people near us, okay? What are some of the fastest ways to be introduced, get in front of, and speak with other local people near us? Well, I think a Facebook group that is similar to an online networking event that goes 24/7 is a pretty damn good way to be in front of them. 110%. You want to be the one in that Facebook group where if someone goes in and goes, oh, I need to get my hair done, who do you refer? You want to be that person in there that everybody's referring. How are you that person that everyone is referring? Well, you got to get other people in the group to be coming to you first and foremost, right? That is how you get top of mind and how you get amazing clientele going, go to so-and-so, go to Gail. I see Gail just joined me. She said #live. You have to go see Gail. She's amazing. She will get you done right, da-da-da. No one's going to say that about Gail if no one in the Facebook group knows about Gail, right? So we got to be a leader in local Facebook groups. We got to get in and hunt and harvest in those, okay? Be a leader, be posting, be adding value. When someone asks for a good hairstylist or a good facial or a good massage, which they do frequently, be on top of it. Even if someone asked about a good hairstylist 6 months ago, be on top of it. You never know if whoever they went to went good or bad. You don't know, okay? You don't know until you ask. So that is number 3, is hunting and harvesting inside of local Facebook communities, aka online 24/7 network events. It doesn't get much better than that. I see we've got 63 people on now. What is up, everybody? Melissa just joined us, #live. For everyone who has joined us in the last couple of minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and refresh what those 3 things you should be doing are in order to scale a clientele quickly, in order to get butts in seats fast, right off the bat, okay? Number one was that low hanging fruit, okay? Those are the easy people to scoop in. What do I mean by that? Reactivating your current clientele, anyone who has not come to see you in the last 6 weeks. We need to be on the phones. We need to be reaching out to them, giving them a light touch. Hey, how's it going? How's that quarantine hairdo doing for you? How's that election stress doing on your face right now? You breaking out? Like, reach out to them, give them a kind touch, and then get them to rebook that next appointment. Or following up with anyone who has previously reached out about your services and did not book, okay? Write down these words right now. The fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, okay? You will make so much more money, I can't even stress it, if you would just start following up with people who reached out to you about your services but didn't book right then and there. Guarantee you, you will probably 10x over the next year and a half how much you've got coming in. Number two is ask your network. Who knows someone who can benefit from this service too? Who do you know who could also benefit from my services? Ask your network. They are more than willing to refer you to people. I probably know a referral for like almost half of you right now off the top of my head. And I don't even live in 90% of your cities or states, right? And number three, hunting and harvesting in local Facebook groups. Ariel said, how do you target a more high-end clientele? That's kind of a loaded question. And the reason why I say that is because everyone defines high-end differently. Are you referring to people who enjoy high-end services and value those? Or are you referring to people who have money? Because that's two different groups of people, right? People who enjoy high-end services aren't always people who have money. There's people who live paycheck to paycheck and are still investing $600 into shoes, right? There's people who have loads of money, make upwards of $20,000 a month, but when it comes to getting their hair done, they won't spend over $120 because they don't want to be wasteful with their money. It really depends on what your definition of high-end is and what that means for the services that you have. I think a lot of times there's a misconception in this industry where we're like, I want high-end clients who are willing to invest into my services. But in reality, the people who have money aren't always the people who are willing to invest in services. It actually rarely works out that way. Very, very rarely. So just keep that in mind. And if you're looking for people who put the services first, well, then the benefits of those services is what you should lead with in all of your marketing and every piece of it. So not just, hey, I do hair extensions, come get these, but the benefits of the hair extensions. Or not just, hey, I do facials, come get a facial, but what is the benefit of that facial? What problem does it solve? And, does the problem that it solved match the value of what you are charging for that particular service? I'll give you an example. A lot of people are like, gosh, I wish I knew people who were willing to invest in the facials that I do. My facials aren't cheap. They're $120, $150. I wish, I knew high-end clientele who would invest into that. But when we're leading with just the service, come get a facial, I can get a facial for $45 at some chain salon. I can get a facial for $60 at any esthetician down the street, right? So the important thing is, what value do you provide that actually makes your service high end, okay? It's not about the product you use. It's not about the name brand of the service. It's not about any of it. It's about the result. It's about what you bring to the table for the client. It's about what they can expect at the end of it. Jordan invested over $4,000 into getting his acne fixed. Why? He didn't invest $4,000 into a facial. He invested $4,000 into a result, into the end result. I spent $600 on my hair in one single appointment. Previously, I had never spent more than $120. Why did I pay $600 to get my hair done? Because it was going to be a healthier version that wasn't going to F it all up and make my hair fry off of my head. It was going to be healthy at the end of it. I wasn't gonna have to return to the salon for another 3 months. I wasn't gonna have to, you know, keep that upkeep of the roots and stuff. I went like 2 months ago. Look at these roots, they're looking just fine. There was a different result to that. If you want people who are willing to invest in your services, then you have to lead with the benefits of the services first and what that client can expect at the end of the service, okay? Not the service itself. You know, if you go down, you know, screaming, you're gonna pay $600 for a pair of shoes, everyone come buy my $600 shoes, you're gonna have a lot of people looking at you like you're freaking psychotic. But if you're talking about the fact that they're J's, or that they'll, you know, make you have a certain social status if you wear them and things like that, they'll make you look cool, all the ladies will dig you, that type of thing, that's when people are willing to invest $600 in a pair of shoes, right? I should know, my brother treated himself like a little shoe connoisseur for a while, but it was because of the status he thought the shoes would bring them. Having the, you know, being the cool kid at school, it was about the benefit, it was about the result. It was not about having the shoes, because half of them shoes were ugly, trust me. Trinity said, my desired client would be people like dental hygienists, nurses, bank tellers, etc. I suppose anyone who's established in their lives and routine oriented. The Facebook groups I'm reaching out to aren't finding these desired clients for me. Well, again, it's not about the person themselves. It's about the benefit of what they can expect from you. So if we're looking just for a person whose skin deep matches a strict criteria, probably not going to find, you know, exactly who we're looking for every single time. You know, for any facial services, it's not always going to be the dental hygienist, the bank teller, etc., who's gonna come in for that. It's gonna be someone who could benefit from it. Gina said, I like the idea of describing service benefits instead of just a facial. I may need help rewriting my descriptions. 100%. You want to lead with the benefit first, guys. I cannot stress it enough. People don't buy your services. They buy the result. Magdalena said, the clients that spend money at my spa are teachers and wait staff. Her wealthy clients haggle her every time. Exactly. They don't make money by giving it away, right? They don't get loads of money in their bank account because they're wasteful with it. They get tons of money in their bank account because they are penny pinchers. They're tight with it, right? Exactly. They're not just going and throwing money at anything. They're throwing money at things that will get them their intended result. Whether that result be the status of being on a certain facial line, or that result being what their skin or their hair or their eyebrows, etc., look like at the end of the day. They're still attracted to the end result and the benefit, okay? So now I kind of touched on that little tangent. That was a refresher of the 3 points of what you should be doing in order to score clientele fast. Here's what you should not be doing to score clientele fast, okay? Number 1 is relying on Instagram, okay? Here's why I say this. Unless you already have 8 or more local followers on Instagram, it's probably not going to yield you the fastest return. Instagram kind of works like SEO and Google and websites in that manner, where it takes 6 months to a year to be building that up. It takes 6 months to a year to really get it to a point where it is going to be consistently bringing you a clientele, okay? So if our focus is to get clientele and butts in seats right now, we should not be worrying about our Instagram layout and having the perfect grid and editing all these photos and doing all these stories and my intentional engagement strategy and all that. If we want clients today, right now, we don't want to focus on Instagram, okay? Go ahead and type a 1 down below if I am still live and you guys can still see me. It looks like my computer froze up a little bit, so I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to air, that you guys are still with me, and we're still together and still live. So type in a 1 in the chat down below if you can still hear me, see me, and you are still live with me. Okay, awesome. I got a couple ones coming in. Perfect, we are good to go, okay? So number one, Jesse said, can someone drop the 3 criteria in the comments? I will go back and do those as soon as I'm through with the don'ts, okay? We'll go back and we'll hit on those for you. So number one don't is don't rely on Instagram, okay? We can post on Instagram every damn day, and if we don't have a decent following, ain't nobody gonna see it, regardless of how many followers we do have, okay? We don't have a substantial following. You know, even the best hashtags in the world aren't gonna help us at that point for getting clients in now, cool? So just keep that in mind. Big don't, if we're in a hurry and need clientele, is focusing on Instagram. The second thing, if we are in a crunch, is looking for some magical Facebook ad that's going to save us, okay? If you're in a crunch, that tells me that you don't have much money to spend. And when it comes to advertising on Facebook, if you're starting out for the very first time, you do need a little bit of an experimental budget with it, okay? And I say that from experience. We have a proven Facebook advertising strategy. Regardless of how proven it is in the fact that hundreds of people have used it and over $100,000 of Salon revenue has been generated from it, it still has variables. You and your pictures and your work is a variable. Your location is a variable. Your logo even is a variable. The way one word is done on it is a variable, okay? There's so many different moving parts to it that you do need a little bit of a budget to play around with it, to tweak some things, to test some things, to change some things, okay? If we're on a time crunch and we're like, holy heck, I need clients today, we don't really have the time or the money to be testing. We personally do not recommend that beauty professionals explore Facebook ads until they're making at least $10,000 a month, because you need that cushion and that comfort to be able to test and make clear, logical decisions in your testing and in what you're doing. So number two don't is, if we need clients now, is don't try to look for some magical Facebook advertisement that's going to save you, okay? No Facebook advertisement or mailer or billboard or radio ad. I've even seen some people like try to go TV ads in a crunch. It's not gonna help you, okay? There's 2 things that should be your focus. This is the last little point of the night, so you guys, if you've got questions, go ahead and type them down below. The 2 things that you should focus on that are highlighted in those 3 points I already went over that will save you is starting conversations with people and turning those conversations into appointments. That's it. That's it. Starting conversations with new potential clients and guiding those conversations into an appointment. We can do those by starting at those first 3 points. Number 1, going after the low-hanging fruit. Who is a client that has not come to see me in the last 6 weeks? Past clients, current clients, etc. 2, who has previously reached out and asked about my services, inquired about my services, and did not book? Okay? It's the first section, the low-hanging fruit. Past clients and people who reached out about my services and did not book. Number 2, asking your network. Who do you know who could also benefit from my services? Ask the people in your local community who they know. Make a post on Facebook. Personally reach out to your babysitter. Personally reach out to the women from church or whomever, your networking group, etc. Who do you know who could also benefit from my services? 50% of the time you'll get a name back, a name and a phone number, okay? Number 3, hunting and harvesting in local Facebook groups. You want to be in those Facebook groups because they are local networking events that go on 24/7 in your local area. We want to be in them. We want to be front of mind in them. We want to be starting conversations with local people from them, okay? The more local people you start conversations with, that you engage with, that you talk with, the more local people will know your face, your name, your business name, etc. And that is how you get new clients today, right now, okay? If you need clients now, and you're not already doing these things, I see Tracy said, I need clients now. Heidi said, I need clients like yesterday. Are we doing these things? Are we doing these things daily? Are we keeping it front of mind to make sure that we are getting after this? Eloise said, honestly, that does not work for me. As soon as someone inquired, they do not book, or they may seem interested and then don't, and I hear from them again. I posted a model call and it was a complete flop. So if someone's inquiring about your services and then they're not booking, that means that there is something wrong in our conversations with them. We're doing something wrong along the process. Super important note, I actually covered this 2 or 3 weeks ago in one of the live trainings here. Hashtag elite down below, and I will have my assistant reach out to you and link you to that training, okay? He'll reach out, he'll message you, he'll get what you need, and he'll send it to you, okay? Definitely a training you want to go through, because if someone doesn't book, we have to take responsibility of that, right? Every time someone doesn't book with us, if we go, oh, it was them, they suck, they didn't do it, they are broke, they're a terrible client, they're a terrible human, that's why they didn't book with me, we release all control of the situation. And if you're not in control of the situation, like we're a little effed, okay? We're not doing too well if we're not in control of the situation. We have to assume responsibility and control of every conversation we have with every potential client every single time, okay? Because if we release that control onto someone else, if we give complete control to the potential client as to why they did not book, and we blame it on them and ball is in their court, then we're never going to grow, because we're going to keep making the same dire mistakes with every single client, every single potential client. So just keep that in mind. And honestly, that's something you guys should keep in mind in every area of your business. You know, if we're running into the same problems with staff over and over again, is it really the staff's fault? Or is there something I could do different, right? If I'm, month after month still sticking with the same retail numbers, is it really because people just love Amazon and Ulta that much? Or is there something that I could be changing or doing better in order to sell more retail? If month after month, I keep losing clients, or my clients just won't refer anyone to me, is it really the client's fault that they keep walking away, or that they're not giving me names of other people who could benefit from the services and not sending me referrals? Or is there something I'm doing that I could change? Because if we release control of all of these things into the client's court or into our staff's court or other people's courts, and we're like, yep, their responsibility, and they didn't do it, yikes, okay, we then lose all control of our business. And that's how we wake up months later sitting with hardly any clientele. Or maybe after COVID, we come back and none of our clients wanted to return. It's because we have to assume control in everything. So I see we have quite a few people who hashtag delete. Definitely hashtag delete down below if you want my assistant to send you to that training that I did a few weeks ago over that. I'll go ahead and do a refresher over the points for this evening. We do have about 20 minutes left, you guys. So questions, comments, wins, anything you got. I see that Priscilla said she got 43 clients in 2 weeks. I'm going to scroll up because I think you mentioned up above. Between the groups and the model calls, she did 43 new clients in for services in 2 weeks, okay? You guys, the model call, we went over it a little bit last week. We do have a formula for the model call that Priscilla got such good success with. Again, if you hashtag elite down below, we can also get you that as well. Cool. But definitely some good resources in there. I'll be sure to let my assistant know which ones that you guys are kind of looking at and looking for so that he can help guide you in the correct direction. That said, one last run through of the points for this evening. They're on my new little dry erase board. And then we will do some more questions and everything. I'll keep an eye on the chat to make sure I see anything coming through. Okay, 3 things you should be doing. Low-hanging fruit, okay? Reactivating current clients, following up with anyone who didn't book an appointment. Number 2, asking your network who else they know who could benefit from your service. And number 3, utilizing local Facebook groups so that you are in front of local potential clients all day, every day, okay? 2 things you should not be doing if you need clients fast and now. Instagram, okay? If you have less than 8,000 followers on it, don't even freaking worry about it. If you're in a bind, you need clients now, I don't even want you posting on it. I don't even want you worrying about your layout. I don't want you doing none of it, okay? Because it's not going to yield you a result. And then looking for a magical Facebook ad. If we're in a bind now and we need clients now, a Facebook ad is not going to save us, okay? Starting conversations and booking appointments is what is going to save us, so that needs to be our focus. And let's say you run through all 3 of my points, you do it all, and you're still sitting there and you're going, Katie, I totally still need new clients. All you need to think to yourself is, who else could I start a conversation with right now to book an appointment? Who could I reach out to who is or could know someone who could be a potential client for me? Start the conversation, book the appointment. Ebony said, what is a good way to approach clients that were once loyal to you, but went ghost once you went independent? That's good. Honestly, just having a kind and almost like vague and broad touch point usually sits best with me. So, hey, so-and-so, it's Ebony, just checking in. I haven't seen you in a few months. What you been up to? And how's your XYZ holding up? Literally just kind of broad. What you been up to? How's XYZ holding up? You know, whether it be their skin, their nails, their hair, etc. Anna said, I don't understand. How do you grow your Instagram if you don't focus on it at all? Why are you focusing on growing an Instagram account if you have literally 0 clients? Like, you don't need to focus on growing your Instagram at all if you're sitting at a point where you needed clients yesterday. Okay? Instagram is something that grows over time. It's almost like SEO and like a website where you have to put time into it to grow it. And if you're sitting at a point where you needed clients 2 days ago and you're not making the booth rent this week, or you don't even know how you're going to process payroll, Instagram, 0 time. Put nothing into it whatsoever. Don't want you looking at it. Don't want you focusing on it until you get at least enough clients in the seat where you're not in such a bind and where you don't feel like, oh my God, I needed clients yesterday. Does that make sense? Margaret said, I'm bummed I missed the beginning. Can't wait to watch the whole thing tomorrow. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm here every week, 8 p.m. EST. I got you covered. Ebony said they will come back. That is the attitude to have. And the other point of like the taking full responsibility side of things is, have we done the due diligence to reach out to them? Like, has it been 6 months and we just like didn't talk to them? Or has it been 6 months and we've followed up with them a few times now, right? We want to make sure that at least once a month we are reactivating old clientele until they tell us to shut the heck up and go away. At least once a month, you should be making it a point to reach out to anyone who has not come to see you in the last 6 weeks and make sure you get them in. There are probably at least 20 to 25 different points in times in my life where I would have set an appointment and returned to a hairstylist or an esthetician if they would have just texted me and reached out and been like, hey, it's been a while, you need to get in. It actually would have saved me, and I would have loved them more for it if they would have texted me and asked me that, because then I wouldn't have been stuck in such a bind with like 3-inch black roots on platinum blonde hair and things of that nature, because I'm quite irresponsible when it comes to booking my next appointment, as most of your clients probably are, right? We want to make sure that we are reaching out to them regularly because they will love it. They will enjoy it. They will be grateful for it, okay? And we need to always be in that state of mind that we're not bugging them for their next appointment. We're holding them accountable to sticking with their commitment that they made to their hair with you, to their skin with you, to their nails with you, etc. And you should be having your clients committing to you that they're, gonna do what it takes to upkeep this look. If someone's wanting to go from black to blonde, you want to hold them accountable for coming in and keeping that blonde refreshed ever so often, right? We don't want someone who's going to grow their hair down 6 inches and then we got to dye it all over again and then it's going to be yellow roots and a whole mess, right? We want to keep them accountable for, following through on the commitment they even made to you to have that certain look or to take advantage of a certain service, etc. Priscilla said, I treat my clients in a convo as a friend, professionally, of course. Absolutely. They're still a human being. Like, even in business, your clients are still humans. And if we are being so uptight and professional, thank you so much for courteously coming in today. We were thrilled for your visit. Like, if we're being so uptight, we got something up our booty hole, it's gonna come across that way to the client, and they're not gonna feel very close to us. They're not gonna feel like it's kind of like a loving relationship with your business. They're not gonna be emotionally attached to your business. People, if they feel like it's just they're doing business with Amazon, it's just thank you for your business, it's not a hard decision to choose to go to another stylist or another esthetician, right? It's not really that hard. But if they're emotionally connected to the owner, to the business, they love coming to see you, they feel like they're walking in and visiting family, it's going to be a way tougher decision, when they see the next discount online to go to someone else. So for sure. Flavia said, on Facebook, do we have to focus to post just in our page or in stories or both? What do you think people see more? And we will have the results through our page. So I'm pretty sure it's literally just the click of a button to share something to your story too. So it shouldn't have to take any additional time to share something to your story. Usually when we post something on the page, we just automatically share it to the story too. Any additional eyeballs are good eyeballs to have on your stuff. So we do recommend sharing it to your story as well. A few more things here. Carolyn said, noted. Awesome. Happy you're here tonight. Let's see. Ebony said, yes, I've reached out to them before COVID and after on several counts to let them know I was going out on my own. Shared my updates with them leading up to the transition. And there afterwards with promotions and invites, all they did is congratulate and watch me on social media, no action. These are people I cultivated relationships with over the course of 1 to 3 years. I'm utterly irritated and confused. I feel you. I understand. Some people, it's okay to let them go. The only other thing I would add that you could try is having it be a very simple and organic touch with a nice call to action. So what I mean by that is organically reaching out to them and in more of a friendship way, hey, just touching base. Haven't seen you in a while. When's the last time you got your XYZ done? That way, for one, you're already guiding the conversation towards that. And it's more of an organic touch, so it's not so much promotional, I want your business, It's, how have you been? Haven't seen you in 6 months. How have you been? Haven't seen you since before COVID. Okay? You want to be very, what's the word? Kind of personal with them, I guess is what I'm getting at. Priscilla said, it's so hard teaching your staff to loosen up on conversations with clients. Now, I've had this same issue, not only with myself, but even with additional people that we've hired on the RBB team. It's definitely very easy when, you're in a position of doing business, to sit there and be just so uptight and just professional and try to make sure every word is just dead on. One thing that helps is that we try to see ourselves more as, accountability coaches and leveling with our clients versus anything else. We want to be on that level with them, where it's almost like, we're partners in this, right? You wouldn't talk to your partner so uptight and professional and thank you so much for your visit. We hope to see you again. You wouldn't talk to your partner like that. You'd be like, girl, let's get you on the books. Let's go, right? So that frame of mind really helped not only myself, but even other RBB members loosen up a little bit when talking to clients and to people. Few more things. Latonda said, would it be wise to have a refer a friend card made to hand out, or do we just start with word of mouth? Definitely good to have a card, but the mistake that most salons and spas make is they have the card and they just hand it off. Here you go, here's your refer a friend card. Be sure to fill it out, use them, okay, bye. Like we just hand it out and ball is now in their court. That's kind of been the theme of tonight, is we put the ball in their court and let them run with it. Versus we have these refer a friend cards, you hold the card in your hand. Now, just really quick, is there anyone you know who could also benefit from XYZ services, who would love coming in to Mirror Salon? Like literally ask them that question, hold the cards in your hand, have a pen ready to go, you fill it out, you write it down. But we want to ask them and make sure that they're giving us the information. Because if we're relying on their ability to sell someone else on our services, we've already lost. We want to bring that ability in-house, and we want to bring the ability to follow up with that person in-house and in our court. Ashley said, I work at a spa/salon and have clients I used to see, and they don't get services anymore. Not sure why, but still get their hair done. I've reached out to see about getting back in and they don't respond. Should I say anything when I see them getting their hair done in the salon, or leave them be? These clients have left me good reviews and even referred people to me, so it confuses me why they didn't respond. Sorry that was long. You definitely want to give them just that personal touch, right there in the salon. It's not rude to go up and be like, oh my God, I have not seen you in forever. How have you been? They'll get to talking, you'll get to talking, hey, actually, I'm actually starting a new promo next week for, XYZ, 10% off, $10 off, whatever you want to say. How about, let's go ahead and get you back on the books. Your skin is looking awesome. I just definitely want to make sure we get you taken care of. Do you have time next week to come in? Right? Super kind, not pushy. We're not going, hey, haven't seen you in a bit. Where you been? It's not aggressive. It's light. It's light, right? It's very personal. And it's just a very kind way of doing it. Priscilla said, I wouldn't waste the money. Have a binder for referrals, write them down, or if your system allows referrals, to remember to do that. The only thing that's really good about the cards is if they have the card, they can then bring it in to redeem it at their next appointment. So it just makes keeping track of it really easy, because you just take the card for the referral and you can put it in the system, etc. But if your system allows you to track those sort of rewards, it would be in the system, definitely a good way to do it. One of the ways that we are actually kind of catapulting into is similar to what Priscilla said, but having like a set sheet of paper, printing off a pile of them with just lines for first name and lines for I think phone number and email, and having them like fill out who they know who could also benefit from your services. Either way works, but the theme of it is you want access to that contact information so that you can take advantage of following up with that person. Laura said, referral programs, any specific ideas? Here's the thing about referral programs. You can do practically anything and they are all going to work the same. Your referral program is not going to be, it's not going to make or break it to do $10 off or 10% off. It's not going to make or break it to do buy one, get one, or to do $20 off. None of those things are going to excruciatingly make it do great or make it do worse. What is going to make or break it is you taking control of the process and not just going, hey, we're having a referral program, $10 off, tell your friends, have them come in. Okay, that's going to break it. What'll make it, sorry, this analogy is really funny. What's going to make it is you going, we're doing a referral program, $10 off your next appointment. If, if one of your friends goes ahead and comes in, who else do you know who could also benefit from our services here? Have them tell you, have them pull the contact info and give it to you. You take advantage of it. then that person can still come in. They can still get their, their referral fee taken off or whatever that referral program is. But when you take advantage of the follow-up process, you call that referral, hey, so-and-so, I was actually talking to Laura Hartnett in the salon today. Do you know Laura? Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you know Laura. Well, Laura actually, she came in and got her hair done with us, and she said that, you potentially would be interested in, getting your hair done as well. She said that you also, were blonding or trying to transition to blonde, and that, you were kind of on the outs with your current stylist, and you wanted something different. You wanted to change things up, et cetera, et cetera. Nonetheless, you call them. You take control of the situation, right? Control. I feel like that's the biggest theme of the night, is taking utter control of everything. Cool? With that said, you guys, I know that we went over lots and lots of info tonight. Tons and tons of value bombs were dropped. One last round, if you guys feel that you need additional help and additional assistance on these strategies, on all the stuff that we're kind of going through right now, definitely hashtag elite down below. I'll have my assistant reach out. He can even set you up with a one-on-one coaching call with one of our success coaches to make sure that you get the guidance and the direction that you need in order to catapult your business to that next level. Additionally, I have to mention this every single time, there are literally loads of training, free training in this group that you have access to, okay? It's in the units tab to the left side of the group. Take full advantage of it, you guys. Kathleen, last name Reidenbach, made over $7,000 in a single month specifically from those trainings that are free to you. Free, okay? Take advantage of those trainings. If you want additional help, or you see something in those trainings where you feel like you could benefit from a script or a layout or a formula for it, hashtag elite, definitely reach out, and we are here for you. With that said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call this. Oop, I see Ebony. Ebony's like, wait, will you please answer Rachel Cannon's question before you go? I will. What do you do if your services are out of budget for people in your area? Okay, it is certainly not out of budget for everyone in your area, first and foremost. And for two, there are people who live paycheck to paycheck and let their electricity bills go past due for shoes. Let that sink in. There are people who literally will let their electricity bills go past due to buy a pair of shoes, okay? We live in America. In America, we have what's called free commerce, which means we are able to engage in commerce regardless what of our budget is. It just depends on whether or not that service is worth that value to us, okay? Jordan and I, back when we were making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, invested over $2,000 into his skincare. We did not have the funds to do that. You wouldn't think, judging by our budget, right? Judging by the area we lived in, right? But it was going to solve a deep, deep problem, right? An emotional problem, something that he'd been struggling with for a while. Like, let that sink in. People are willing to invest if it solves a problem. Now, if you're just marketing $300 manicures to market $300 manicures, you're right. People from your area probably aren't going to come. But if you're marketing $300 manicures because they solve some crazy problem with the nails, because they get value out of it, because there is a deeper benefit from it, people are going to pay $300 for your manicure, right? Same thing with the hair. If you are trying to charge $600 for a blonding service, if you're just marketing a blonding service, you're going to have a hard time getting anyone to pay it regardless of what their income is. But if you are marketing a $600 blonding service because it's not going to fry off their hair, because their hair's not gonna feel like plastic afterwards, because they're not gonna have to come back to the salon for 3 months, because it's not gonna be brassy, it's gonna be nice and golden, because their hair will be able to grow longer with it and it's not gonna make it shorter like some blonding does. That's a blonding service to invest $600 into. I don't know, I just paid it and I've never paid that much in my life and it made me croak as I pulled out my credit card. I'm so glad Carolyn did not see me like choking back like, oh my God, I gotta pay this. I'm sure Carolyn loves this one. She's actually on this live right now. But regardless, like not accustomed to that whatsoever. No. Also wasn't in the budget, got in a little bit of trouble for that one. But I paid it because it solved a problem. So if you're having issues getting people in your area to solve the problem, you definitely want to think to yourself, is it really the price of the product or is it the way that I'm pushing it? Is it the way that I'm laying it out to them? Is it the way that the conversations are going, right? So keep that in mind for sure. You definitely want to be leading with value and benefits first and service later, okay? Think of it this way. Most estheticians in this group will know what DMK is, right? The enzyme facial, all of that jazz. Most people try to push the DMK facial. They're like, it's DMK. That's why I charge $500, $600, etc. Your clients don't give a rat's ass what DMK is. They don't care. They don't know. Like, the general client's not going to know. Like, just the fact that it's DMK is not going to be enough in their head to go like, oh yeah, like that's why I will pay 5 times what I usually pay for a facial in order to do this. They're not going to think that, right? But they will be able to justify in their head paying X amount for DMK when they see the result, or when you tell them about the result or the value of DMK, etc. Gina said, does anyone have a great description of benefits for their menus they'd be willing to share for Esties? If anyone does have any suggestions for Gina, definitely be sure to drop it down below. Or Gina, I would also recommend going ahead and posting in the Facebook group once we're through with this live so that everyone, any Esties who maybe even aren't on this live can see it and can help you out for that for sure. But lead with the benefit, lead with the value, and take control. With that said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here for the night. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. Kick butt, take names, do the things, okay? You have 3 different action items you can be doing that we went over tonight. 3 different ones, okay? I want to see you doing it. I want to see you posting results, questions, etc. in the group. Let's get it going, okay? You're not showing up just to hear me chit-chat every single week. You're showing up to take action and get a result, so make it happen. That said, the replay of this training will be available like 5 minutes after I turn it off. It'll just appear in the Facebook group. Additionally, I upload all of our trainings to YouTube every single week. Our trainings go back as far as like a year and a half ago, so there's lots and lots and lots of great trainings on our YouTube channel. So if you'll just go search Real Beauty Bosses on YouTube, you can certainly fall into a beautiful rabbit hole with that one. There is additionally the units tab that I referred to earlier in this call with loads and loads of training. You guys have the resources at your fingertips in order to make a buttload of money and get a buttload of clients in. So make it happen. Last thing I leave you with is I am here every single Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You should be too, okay? This is free training, free content that you have access to grow your salon spa or your beauty business. I'm literally answering your questions live, okay? So show up, okay? Be here. I'm here, you should be here, right? This is an asset for your business, so take advantage of it. With that said, I will see you all sharp at 8 p.m. EST next week.